Hey, what's up, guys? I got a little bit different backdrop behind me tonight, trying to get my studio set up for doing podcasting and my video reviews. I got part of it done. You can see, I've got my Bigfoot poster. I don't know why the scroll is like reading backwards. I don't know. Maybe it'll look better whenever the video's up. But what we're doing today is 365 Days of Courage. And we're going to do it like we did yesterday, where I'm just going to read. You're not going to see the book on camera anywhere. Now that I'm getting this studio worked, I'm probably going to mount a camera here looking down over my shoulder so you can see the book, but that'll come. So we're going to read for today is January 13th. So for today's act of courage, small seeds of faith. Because of your meager health, for truly I say to you, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. Matthew 17:20. The mustard seed is one of the smallest seeds planted in the ground. Though tiny, when fully grown, it produces a large tree where birds can nest. Though our faith may be small, Jesus told us that it is still powerful enough to move mountains. What a marvelous mystery. It takes courage to take God at His word and to trust He will be faithful to His promises. Yet whether we believe Him or not, He cannot change His nature. He is faithful because it is in His character. He loves because He is made up of love. May we trust that Jesus' words are as applicable in our lives as they were to the first hearers. Jesus said that with God all things are possible. Let's stretch our faith, no matter how meager it is, and put it completely in Him. Your act of courage for January 13th is stretch your faith in prayer and action today in one specific way. Now, if you guys have not been following along, this is your first day seeing this video. I've been posting these daily. I did miss a day because I had some problems. I messed up when I was videoing. It got late on me. I was frustrated. So yesterday I posted 2 days, but typically you're going to see these posted every day. They'll be posted to my personal Facebook page. It is a public page now you can follow, and it will also be on one of my YouTube channels. And depending on where you're watching this, you can either subscribe or follow. And I really want to see some comments. Let me know what you guys think. It'd be nice to start doing, like when I go to read the next day, go over comments from the previous day. And then the other book we're reading today is Daily Wisdom for Men. This is a couple years old, but it's still good. And we're going with January 13th. If your soul is sick, Jesus came for you. When Jesus heard this, He said, healthy people don't need a doctor, sick people do. Then He added, now go and learn the meaning of this scripture. I want you to show mercy, not offer sacrifices. For I have come to call not those who think they are righteous, but those who know they are sinners. Matthew 9:12-13. At a time when the majority of the people of Israel longed for a powerful king and a righteous judge to banish sinners from the land, Jesus offered a different path toward holiness and healing. Rather than presenting Himself as a judge or as a ruler who would separate the sinners from the holy, He showed up as a doctor who actively sought out the sick, who had been infected with sin. He desired to heal people and restore them to spiritual health so that they could live in God's kingdom. When you sin, you may want to hide from God in shame. Sin can hang over your head like a guilty sentence in court. Where a righteous judge threatens to send you away, such a mindset is far removed from what Jesus embodied and spoke of when He met sinners. Jesus' only requirement of people was confession, a humble realization that they were sinful people who needed God's healing power in their lives. And this one ends with a prayer each day. Jesus, I confess my faith, my faults and failures, trusting that You can heal and restore me today. We got one more thing that we read. I really like the Norse stories. This is the Pocket Havamal. It is the words of the High One, the words of Odin, and this is translated to English from like I can't remember if it's just listed as Old Norse or Icelandic, but it comes from the Prose Edda, the Poetic Edda, and think of this like the Havamal is like a chapter from the Prose Edda, specifically the words of Odin. Think of it like a chapter of the Bible, if you would. Let's see. So stanza 68. Fire is best among the sons of men, and the sight of the sun, if his health a man can have with a life free from vice. No man lacks everything, although his health be bad. One in his sons is happy, one in his kin, one in abundant wealth, one in his good works. It is better to live, even to live miserably. A living man can always get a cow. I saw fire consume the rich man's property, and death stood without his door. The halt can ride on horseback, the one-handed drive cattle. The deaf fight and be useful. To be blind is better than to be burnt. No one gets good from a corpse. A son is better, even if born late, after his father's departure. Gravestones seldom stand by the wayside unless raised by a kinsman to a kinsman. Some of this language is, because where it's translated from a different language, some of it's a bit rough. And I mean, it is old language. And if you can get past that language and the way sentences are put together, there actually are some really good messages in here. And that's it for the day. Let me know down in the comments if you like what I'm doing. If you want to see me do more of this. This book is obviously very thin. We're about halfway through already. If you want me to add more from like the Prose Edda or the Poetic Edda, if you guys are just watching for the first time, you can see, I mean, I wear my chain everywhere I go. This is Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. I have my Volknut earrings in my ears at all times. I don't know that I necessarily believe in the Norse gods. I really like my chain. There's been times in my life, even now, when I was feeling down, and it gives me some comfort. I know that sounds weird, but if you're ever seeing me out and about and you see me with my chain in my hand, or even if it's in my shirt with my chain in my hand, that means I'm having some issues, either a little bit of anxiety or something like that. Something's bothering me, and I use it to kind of give myself strength. I just like the stories. Some of the stuff has got some really good meaning behind it, and I like to think that maybe the Norse gods were real at one point, but that Ragnarok happened and the twilight of those gods is gone, and new gods came after that. But I don't know. Who knows? If you guys, I'd like to add, once that book's done, I want to add something else. Or we can just have conversation. If you want to send me a private message, if you don't want to comment publicly, if you're on if you're on Facebook, you can send me a private message. If you go to the About Me page on my YouTube, you can see my email. You can drop me an email, and if you have something you think that I could do a good job discussing that you'd like to bring up, send it to me. So that's it for today. Hope I see you guys tomorrow. Listen to what this thing says. If we go to playback and it looks right, it's a scroll that says don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I put that up there for working on a podcast with my brother from another mother, and we're working on, there's some deer antlers, and I've got that's not one that I killed, but I've got my deer antlers for two of my smaller bucks up there. My big bucks are still in my office. I got some more work. I'm not going to flip this camera around to show you because it's a mess on the other side. Stuff that I've bought my kids so much stuff, but I've got like a stone wall on the back side. I got to clean that area out, and I'm going to put I got a rocking chair type deal I'm going to put in, so for story time and things like that. But I hope I see you guys tomorrow.